It's that time again. You don't have to laugh. You can't start laughing.
I'm sorry.
Right, we're making a review of M3GAN, and with me here today is. Do you want to introduce yourself, Wega?
No, you're supposed to introduce me.
I'm supposed to introduce you.
Yeah, I
this
think
is
that's
my
how that
bro, my dude. She's actually the first Zimbabwean transgender. Her name is Grace.
Hello.
Yes. So, Grace, I understand we were at a new location, Truku 7 Rings Donuts, inspired by a constellation of stars. It's very romantic. I'm not a person who believes in like star signs, you know. I'm an asparagus, and you are a Sagittarius, and what. I'm not a person who believes in that, but I feel like even the inspiration, even for Super Strikers, Vakatombo Shandisa Masters. Yes, I watched that episode. Vakashandisa Masters, kuti vagadzire formation yebhora. But vakazorohwa because vakatamba manheru. Team yanonzi Orion yeah. Vanga vashandisa Masters kuti vagadzire formation. But pavakazotamba bhora manje, vakazoonekwa like I think anonzi Rasta, dancing Rasta. Masters.
And he's like, this is their formation.
This is their formation. I get it now. And then he's like, okay, follow Big Dipper. But anyways, yeah, it's me, Sage, and me today is Grace. We're talking about M3GAN. Saga, I have lots of concerns. Like initially, Pandagato Ona the trailer. In my mind, I was thinking, the biggest question is M3GAN going to join the ranks of like the creepy dolls that we have,
like Annabelle,
and
Chucky.
And Chucky. Like that was the big question.
Okay.
Will she be good enough? Like, will she
to join
them? Because even I'm a big Chucky fan. Though people like my reviews are saying, Child's Play is not as good as the previous ones. Like people don't like the fact that with Chucky. Child's Play, he's not possessed. It's more about the guy who screwed up Chucky's code, and then he just removed all the restrictions. Chucky can go. But with the other ones, Chucky was possessed by the guy who was making the toy. So like that one, people didn't like that element. But for me, I didn't really mind, because maybe I look for different things in these things. But now with her, the thing that I then saw was that, in terms of looks, she feels like a cutaway of Annabelle.
She does. I think it's the eyes.
Yes, it's the eyes.
Yeah.
But she looks like she's like a cutaway of Annabelle, and then she acts like Chucky. It's
like Annabelle physically, and then Chucky
mentally.
Yeah.
Like they tried to strike a balance. So I feel like that could have worked against them, because Annabelle didn't really move Ari Ega. Annabelle didn't move, and Chucky moved Ega. And Annabelle, you could see Annabelle at Panam, and then you see Annabelle at Uko, but Angas nga move Ega. But with her now, she's autonomous. She's fully autonomous, and that's one of the things I was afraid of. Could you like, how far will they go, in which direction? And they did well for me, because she is actually menacing. Like, but she's creepy enough. She's so creepy. Like, she's, her level of creep. It's nice. It's quite enjoyable. I wouldn't say I would want one. I wouldn't say I want one, because it would be weird. But I'm just saying, I would prefer to have one once in a while. Like to just have a creepy doll.
Yeah.
To scare my friends.
Scare your friends, like make them uncomfortable.
Yes, just like, and here is my M3GAN. And then she's like, do you wanna have fun? And I'm just like, okay.
But that's the thing for me. Like, I think the fact that she moves by herself, right? And you see the movement, it's not as menacing, because what was scary about Annabelle is that she wasn't supposed to move, and she'd be like on the couch, next stop she's at the door, next stop she's in the bedroom, and that's what made it scary, because you're like, how is she moving? But then with M3GAN now, you saw her move and she wasn't scary. She was just like creepy, you know, like someone that just stares at you and makes you uncomfortable. You know that one guy for no reason.
Well, I'm a dude, so I don't know that one guy. I am that one
You
guy.
are the one guy. Maybe it's why you like her so much, you know.
No, I
You can
felt a
relate.
connection.
Yeah.
I felt a connection.
I can tell we should be like make Tinder for like creepy people and all.
Yes. Yeah. Tinder for creeps. I thought a cool name would come to my head.
Creeper.
Ooh, creeper. And then my username would be Jeeper. Get it? Okay, fine.
Just
Okay, so the other thing that I had a problem with it was the signature pet kill. There's always a signature pet killing. With Chucky, it was a cat. There's always a signature pet killing.
It has to happen, Kat.
Yes, that's what I was looking at, because according to like psychology and psychiatry, it's one of the signs of being a serial killer is animal cruelty and what. So to me, it's like, I thought to myself, is this just a cliche thing that they're doing, or does it have a place? And then when I thought about it deeply, that's when I realized, no, it's more feeding into the psychological accuracy of the film, right? This thing is twisted because it has no concern,
For animals.
For animals, it's like it will kill a dog or a cat, but I still feel like it's a cliche story element that we need. Like kill something else.
Like what? A pet seal?
I don't know, but I feel like it's been overdone.
You wanted something different.
Yeah, I wanted something different. I feel like it's been overdone. The first thing that whatever it is kills is a pet. Like every time, you know, it's a pet, and we could see that the dog was going to die. It was definitely good. But why would you bite the owner of a psycho killer robot? Of course, the dog didn't know. But that brings us back to the plot of the movie. Because the plot of the movie, it's basically just a woman whose sister died, and she did not want to take care of the child.
She did not. That's why I think like M3GAN just feeds into the cliches. Because you got this person who didn't want to be a parent, then you get the kid and you don't know how to take care of the kid, and then crazy things just start happening.
Then you just like, the most logical thing to do is to make the kid a killer psycho robot. It's like
genius idea.
genius.
Light bulb.
It works. It really works. Because
I'd rather put the whole world at risk than take
care of the child. So it's like, okay. But but looking at the mechanics of the movie, there was, you see, with M3GAN now, her progression was good for the most part, because you find she was creepy in all the right places, and then the progression of the character itself. Because at some point I felt like as I was explaining, she came from the caring, lovable robot girl who kind of looks creepy, and proceeded towards sort of like an overbearing character for the child. And at some point you got the vibes, yes, she could become like very bad, she could start killing, but she wasn't there yet. And so now I was trying to map out, it's exactly the same thing that happened with Namor for me. Because Namor came from being this good guy, Kukulkan, why is here? He came from being that guy who's mourning his mother, went to the surface, and then when he sees slavery. Slavery is very bad. Slavery is bad.
You just had to make sure they get it.
To make sure they get it, yes. So he jumped from being a mourning person to he's seen slavery, and then his takeaway from slavery wasn't let's free the slaves, let's do good. His takeaway was humanity is bad.
We have to kill
And we have to kill all of them. And for me, that was such an escalation. It was so big, and it felt unnecessary. Because it's like, you're angry, I get it, but free the slaves, bro. Don't say.
No, it's not a feel the states thing. I think it's more of like, I have to uproot the weed.
But he wanted to kill everyone.
Yeah, but like remember with Ultron, like when he sees like the world, like all the bad, and it's just like, I will kill all of you. That's how I'm going to solve this.
I don't know. Namor was just he escalated way too fast. Exactly the same way with M3GAN, because M3GAN came from a dog killer. Then she chased a kid through the forest.
Rightfully so. He had it coming.
He had it coming. And at that moment, I loved it because I loved the chase. On all fours. Though the sound, they laid the sound on a little too thick. Like she sounded like a horse. She sounded like there was
like it was like a pumping sound.
There was galloping sounds. So I feel like they wanted to kuzadza sound pabo so that it's scary, but then they put way too much sound and then they forgot kuti she's supposed to resemble a 12-year-old girl.
I think that's like one of its problems. Like because they were aiming to make it so scary and it just wasn't sometimes, it just became borderline ridiculous.
Yeah, because you're like, it's... Anyways, her escalation, killing, she didn't really directly kill the boy in the forest. She chased the boy and the boy just kind of fell onto the road. That's okay. But the escalation point, the sudden and abrupt change that really did not go well for me was the fact that the neighbor, the owner of the dog, she keeps bugging like mukadzi anenge achigara naKatie, and then her choice is to like I don't know if it's logical, but her logical next move was to go and kill the woman. It didn't tie into the story for me because it's like you are supposed to be protecting Katie, and there was no direct confrontation with Katie. And so it was you just losing your mind because akatoita small existential crisis because akanzanzi you can't do this to me nemukadzi wacho mukumanzwa masounds emu-coffee shop mukumanzwa munozofunga kuti tisi tiri kuvaka no tiri kuda kungoremind tiri ku7 rings donut. You can see these are actual donuts that you can eat off a wall. No, you can't do that.
You cannot.
They're huge, but donuts would be cool if they were huge like that.
No, I think you can get one like as big as that.
As big as this?
Yeah.
One of those giant pizzas?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know anything about big things, but I think you can like...
Really?
Yeah.
You just had to throw that in there. Okay. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, so as I was saying, she had a small existential crisis. Ipapo kunzanzi, you can't kill me, you can't do this to me. Then she's like, Hans, what are you? And then she's like, I've also wondered that about myself. I'm like, M3GAN, you never like.
You did not.
You did not think that. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you are. You know that you want to protect Katie, and you know that you want to kill this woman. Don't pretend. Don't make excuses today. I don't know who I am, so I will kill you and find the answer.
Like, you know, like one of those plot lines that are like, what am I, mother? What am I meant to do? What is my purpose?
No.
Like it wasn't there for you, M3GAN, and I'm sorry, but
it just doesn't work. So you find, but even in that moment when the woman gets into the creepy shack, of course she had to go into the creepy shack because that's where she needs to die. Yes, that's where she needs to die. So